Just a small town girl with a big old dream. Now she's taking it over and making a scene. Yes, it's your turn next, so please take your seat. Cause baby, the best is yet to be seen. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning,
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
Sunshine's Corner.
In this Monday, it's raining on the outside, and hopefully it's not raining too much on the inside where you are. But welcome into a conversation I feel that's so needed right here on each and every weekday. We try to do our best to talk truth. This story, this show, my philosophy is to tell the truth. And that's what we do. And I want to thank Jerry McIntosh for doing what he does. He is the president of Movement for Change. That I can remember when I first heard about Movement for Change, when I first moved to Florida. I think it was Mr. Leroy Boyd. And he would always come by the studio at the radio station where I was working, that first one where I worked here.
Right.
And that's where I got to meet him. But I see that you're keeping the legacy going, and that's a great thing, because sometimes we'll, things will fall by the wayside. But I must say to you, Jerry, for what you've done and continue to do, you are an advocate for our community.
Right.
You are a educator. You are a person that walks by truth and by faith. And I want to say to you, I appreciate the fact that even if I pick up the phone and say, look, Jerry, can I have this or can you do this? There's never a no. I appreciate you for doing what you're doing and keeping Movement for Change going like you have for all of these years. And when we talk about things that are so truthful, as you can see, even with today, and I want to be totally transparent, how things are when you see what's happening in the world today. With me, it brings me down. And I'm a very upbeat person. But if I'm in Camilla Anthony,
Right.
that young boy was 17 years old, each time I see that, and the picture that I cannot get out of my face or out of my thought process is when I saw him crying with all those tears when they gave him that 35 year, but yet and still when they bring up and compare even cases that are different, but the person is of a different color, you get home on probation.
Right.
I don't understand that. And when I see what's happening in the world today, because it trickles down from the top, I always say this, Jerry, that when you see where the problem is, look at the top.
Right.
That's where it's come from.
Exactly.
That's exactly where it comes from.
Exactly.
And with the work that you do, with all the things that are surrounding us, how do you keep your spirits up when you see all the things that you have to fight for and that you stand for? How do you keep it going without it just oppressing you?
Well, it do have a mental effect on you.
Right.
Because you're carrying the burden of all these things that you see and things that you want to do to help solve many of the problems that that arise,
right.
like the Carmela Anthony case.
Right.
We have moved back past the 60s.
Tell me about
when all white juries and judges and prosecutors was all in cahoots together to put black people in prison and jail. Weaponizing the justice system against us for for centuries. And now we're moving back because of the Roberts courts, the Supreme Court, and the decisions that are coming down. The rhetoric that's coming out of the White House that has weaponized racism in this country and against black and brown people. Just a whole host of issues that we've been fighting against since. And I've been in this thing for 50-some years.
Exactly.
And it's unfortunate that we are moving back to a time that should have never been in the first place.
I agree.
The country has I would say, moved back to a slave mentality.
But you know what I gotta say, not cutting you off, but if they want to move back, they never got rid of it.
Exactly.
They always had it in their head, but they're trying to bring it back to fruition now.
And that's what I'm saying. It was there, dormant, and through legislation we kept it that way. But now through the work of the Supreme Court and the people that's in the Trump administration who had these regressive ideas in the first place to run to the courts to overturn everything that we fought for in the 60s.
Exactly.
You know, we can't allow people to forget
Thank you.
that you know, home ownership, all of these things was a part of legislation because of the Fair Housing Act.
Exactly.
You know, the Kamala Anthony, the case, I want to stay on that just a second, because this young man had ran the length of a football field getting away from these, and still was shot in the back.
Thank you.
And, you know, and this person gets off because, you know, in the psyche.
The Asian man, Chow, I think his name's like that, yeah.
Right. But in the psyche of people, we are all criminals because of the color of our skin.
Exactly.
You know, as if there are no white criminals, no Asian criminals, no.
But have not looked at the statistics.
Right.
They show every day that we are lesser of.
Right, and it shows every day that the people that are being exonerated through DNA and other avenues are black, 50% are black people, because they were found guilty on frivolous and fake evidence that has put so many black men and women in jail. During the drug epidemic, it wasn't you know, I would say the crack epidemic and the cocaine epidemic. The same amount of people were using cocaine, but you got less of a sentence for a mega amount of cocaine than you get for a vial of crack.
Exactly.
Which was nothing but a cooked down form of cocaine.
That's all it is.
So now you got all these people that have been torn away from family, children left without fathers and mothers. Somebody would get mandatory sentence for not for selling drugs, but using drugs. And so when it came to other people, when they were using these different kind of prescription drugs, then we put billions of dollars in to help get them off of it, or to try to get them back together.
Exactly.
Or
exactly.
You know, and it has devastating.
But you know what? Even when you talk about with the drugs and with the people who are doing the drugs, who are doing that, when you follow the line of the drugs, where does it come from?
Right.
Come
exactly.
on now. It's not us. Where does it come from?
Right.
You use that as something that you see that when you try to penalize or to get hooked on to hurt you. But when you go back and you look at it, when you do any type of research or you do any kind of reading, that's why I tell everybody read. Learn to read and find out for yourself, because people can look you in your face and tell you a lie. But what I'm saying is, though, the ones who are using the bigger part of the drugs, it's not us. You got the big pen up there. He's white.
Yeah, and so that's been the problem for years. But people, you know, they can be rehabilitated.
Right. I hear you.
Black people can't. You know,
that's what they say.
That's the language that's used, but it's gonna take us as a people, and black people in particular, to continue to struggle and fight for the things that's gonna save America. Because when black people go down, the country gonna go down.
Say it a little bit louder. I didn't hear. When black people go down,
when black people go down, the country gonna go down.
Thank you. Why? Because we're the creators and the builders of everything that you got.
Yeah, the very foundation of this country
was built by whom?
Built by us.
Thank you.
So if we go down, the country go down.
Exactly.
We through our buying and consuming so much has propped up the country, and it's because everything that we built was burnt to the ground because you know we were trading with each other because we had no other choice.
The Black Wall Street.
Yeah, and there were many Black Wall Street. Most people don't know that there was over 60 Black Wall Street where people was trading their money turned over in those communities 30 and 40 times, just like in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And you know, most people are familiar with Tulsa,
Oklahoma,
but they are not familiar with all the other places like Seneca Village, that's Central Park now,
Exactly.
Places in Chicago and St. Louis and all of those places. But there were many places where the money turned over and people were building businesses, and like in Tennessee and other places, burned it to the ground.
What are we going to do right here in Escambia County? Because it's happening here.
You're right.
Oh, baby, don't think it's not happening here. All you have to do is look around.
Yeah, and there are those who want to end single member districts that was fought so hard for here, so that black people could have representation on the school board, the city council, the county commissioners, other agencies where people, have a seat at the table who can express in no uncertain term what the ideas of black people and what we need to have addressed in our community. And now those being overturned.
I know.
And because of these Supreme Court decision, Louisiana versus Cali, that has done irreparable damage that it's going to take years to rebuild unless the people turn out, people of goodwill, I would say, turn out and vote in mass numbers.
Right.
Retake the House and the Senate.
Exactly.
So that we can tamp down some of this out of control madness that's taking place in the country.
Right in front of our faces.
Yeah, and it's,
With the just like when you said about the voter, we got to get people to come out in masses. With the primaries, we got to. How can we educate our people more so on the fact of how important it is to get your locals voted in first, and then it trickles upward there. You know what I'm saying? To get what you need.
Right, because your needs are not always national.
Exactly.
They are local. When you need your streets done, that's going to be done by local people. When you need information on different agencies, that's in your local area. When you need to get to the mayor, you need to, there are issues that you might need in your community, things that you may need in your community. Those individuals are the one that's closest to you.
That's going to make that happen.
Yeah, and that trickles up, like you say. And the legislators that was our local legislators who make laws in your state, it's important to make sure that you vote for those individuals.
Exactly.
Excuse me, and your governors.
Exactly.
And your state house, your state senate, and your U.S. Senate.
But of course.
So it's a trickle up program, if you will, to make sure that you have representation that you can get to immediately.
You can get the immediate problem. You said something a moment ago about being invited to the table. Why don't we stop asking for the invitation and build our own table?
Right, and that's what we
Let's do our own table.
And most people don't realize we did it before.
And so let's do it better this time.
And the thing about it, we didn't have the protection from the government, and this is what's being removed now through legislation. Legislation is being weaponized against us because they are those who studied the civil rights movement, who are using the civil rights language and all of that to destroy what we had accomplished. Affirmative action is gone. Of course. Diversity, equity, inclusion, gone. Fair housing, just about gone because they're cutting it to the bone. So all of these major, the civil rights bill, all these, this one of the most major pieces of legislation in the history of the country was the passing of the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 and 5. So those pieces of legislation it wrapped around the Voting Rights Act.
Most certainly.
It wrapped around the fair housing.
Most certainly.
And supported the First Amendment. The right to vote, the right to protest, and the right to vote was a powerful weapon that we used in the 60s to make America a true democracy.
Exactly.
Because before that, she was a democracy in name only.
Exactly. Much more still is almost, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I think about this when you hear people say, oh, we're celebrating the 250th year, right? What are we celebrating?
Right, you know.
That's not for us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not us celebrating that. Because what I'm saying is then you don't want to take away Juneteenth, which is our celebration, but you want to get rid of that. What makes sense with that? But what I'm saying is also, and what I've learned to see, I'm this kind of person. I will watch you, I'll listen to you, I'll watch you, but I'm not paying attention to what you say. I'm watching what you do.
Right.
Because your actions speak so much louder than your words. You can say one thing and your hand's over here in the cookie jar. If you understand what I'm saying, we have to learn to do that. That was something that was taught to me by my mother years ago. She said, "Honey, look at them, but watch how they move."
Right.
Watch how they move, and that's what I see now. When we talk about the things that are happening, even back with the Kamala Anthony case and the young man that was shot in the back from the Korean a few weeks ago, who got his sentence that was free, and then with the young lady for the orange juice for $1.69, and how they shot her. Look at the pattern.
And the thing about it, she was about to pay for it.
About to pay for it.
And she was shot in the back.
In the back.
You know, so it's
That's
just
a coward.
Yeah, and you know, the thing about it, the people that come to our community to do business in our community should respect our community.
Exactly.
Should respect the people that come in there. I know, but I refuse to allow, I refuse to pay anybody to discriminate against me. You know, if I know that this place is a place where you go to buy something and then they're discriminating against you, you withdraw your resources from that environment. And that will show. And put those individuals out of business.
Absolutely.
And there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And that has to be the case.
Because that's where it hurts you, baby, in the pocket. It hurts in the pocket.
You hit on the 4th of July. People need to go back and read Frederick Douglass.
Oh, what he said about that. That's why I tell people to read. People, read.
read what he said.
Read.
And he was saying that back then. So
thank you. I mean, come on.
That was a powerful and
that was a message.
Yeah.
That was a message. I heard one.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Mr. Jerry McIntosh. He's the president of Movement for Change. We're talking about the things now. Why I love the title of his banquet that's coming this weekend. Freedom is not free.
Freedom is never free.
I mean, freedom is never ever free, and we're going through that now. And I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, and that's going to take a lot to make me blue in the face. A lot of people who said they didn't vote for that man, they did.
Oh yeah.
Because when you go behind that screen, don't nobody know what you're doing but him and Jesus. I'll tell you that until I'm blue in the face. Stay with us. We'll come back with more right here on Sunshine's Corner.
I learned during my military service to train every day to fight and fight to win. If you've been injured in an accident, you already know one thing for sure. The insurance companies are going to fight you for every dollar you deserve. At Michelson Booth, we settle most of the cases we handle. But if the insurance companies choose to fight, well, we're okay with that too. If you've been injured in an accident, choose a law firm that's got the resources, training, and stomach for the fight. Michelson Booth, don't be a victim twice.
Nestled in the heart of Pensacola, Dorothy's is a one-of-a-kind, community-driven cocktail bar by Oasis, Florida, created to sustain vital HIV and STI care across the Florida Panhandle. Inspired by the Wizard of Oz, rooted in inclusion and dripping with character, Dorothy's is a welcoming space with award-winning Oz-inspired cocktails, food by Steel Pony Diner, and an unmatched atmosphere. Join us 7 days a week in downtown Pensacola, located directly across from Maritime Park and the Blue Wahoo Stadium.
Step into your hometown boot store right here in Pensacola, Florida. The largest selections of Western boots and attire, including our own style of custom Anderson bean. The boot store also carries a great selection on workwear from boots to fire-resistant clothing. When you're looking for authentic wear, accompanied with authentic service, show up at your hometown boot store where you're more like family than you are a customer. And remember, the savings and selection are found behind the big red boot.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather.
We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
And welcome back to this Monday edition of Sunshine's Quarter Talker with the president of Movement Exchange, Mr. Jerry McIntosh. And Jerry, when it comes to your events that you do every year, freedom.
Freedom is not free.
It's not free.
Yeah, this is our 29th annual.
29th.
Annual Freedom is Not Free banquet.
Oh, God.
And the theme this year is where do we go from here?
Oh, Jesus.
Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here, Lord?
And
I mean, Jesus, where we going, Lord?
and the thing, my thoughts are, that was a question that Martin Luther King asked, you know, do we go to community or chaos? Chaos or community? And the thing about it, we are in a crisis situation, I would say, as far as the chaotic situation, because we are moving back past the time when people were seemingly kind of trying to
get along, to work together on things, but not now. They're trying to pull it all to make it one person.
And then those more affluent, I would say white citizens who sympathize with us, they get punished for
doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing because they have jobs and families and all of that. So but I would say it's time to stand up now because it's not just us going to lose because if we go, the democracy goes.
But do they not realize, Jerry, everything that they think, okay, just because a person point their finger at you, you got how many more point back at yourself?
Yeah, that's right.
That's going to affect you too. You can't say, okay, I'm going to affect you, Jerry, but I'm not going to affect Sunshine. So I'm going to affect Bob over here, I'm not going to affect Tony. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. I almost said something. That's not how it works.
That's what King said. It said we all tied together in a single garment of destiny.
Exactly.
Whatever affects one directly, indirectly affects you.
It sure does.
So we are all indirectly affected. There are people who are very, very angry in our community, and the community at large in the diaspora, because people are beginning to wake up and see what is happening to them as far as the negative information that has been poured upon us and poured upon the minds of other people as well. And with the banning of books, the banning, trying to erase history.
Can't erase history because we are history.
Yeah, right, you can't. But then when you look at the legislation, we were trying to tell our white brothers and sisters that, when women lose their body autonomy, you're losing everything in this country when you can't decide whether, people are talking about, well, I'm pro-life and all of this. Well, there are women have to carry a dead baby in their body to term.
Exactly.
Because of the abortion laws. There are women being arrested for having a miscarriage.
That's right.
Or having the potential of being arrested for having a miscarriage. And we know that this been going, miscarriage been happening for
ever since the beginning of time, because we can't hold a baby.
Exactly. And so now, because of these abortion laws, and there are those who are saying, even if a woman is raped, incest, that she need to take that baby to term. But by the same token, would they allow their daughters
to do that?
To be raped by somebody and then enforce their daughters or their wives or sisters to have to do that?
Now, with these laws, they got to think about this because how do you say it's just going to affect somebody else and won't affect you?
Right.
You don't know what it is that may happen because you don't control time. You're not God. But the point that bothers me the most, Jerry, and I say this with a grieving heart. I truly believe from the bottom of my heart. It's a fear of the advancement of black people that they're fearing because of the fact that even back in COVID, when they were saying there was a lack of, they were the lesser of having babies because there was no babies being born on that community, but we were overpowering with the black babies because of, I think there's a fear there. They already know. And I'm saying this from a part where I don't understand why. Is it because of the fact that of my beautiful pigmentation? Is it? Don't laugh back there. Is it the part of the intellect? What is it that you're so fearful of that you would hurt anybody to be that dictator? Because that's all it is. You want to tell me what to do under your rules.
Right.
But it don't work like that.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because people walk away now and say,
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, though, why is it that that's so important in a time as it is? Because what is that you feel like you're losing? What is it that they feel that they cannot handle from the things that are happening, that you feel like you got to go back to 1930, that you think that you're going to do that and people are going to take that?
Well, you know, the thing about it, you have to inundate people's mind with something so negative, you know, that to say that, okay, these people are going to do to us what they did, what we did to them.
What they did to us.
You know, and I've said so many times before, if that was the case, we could have did that in slavery.
Amen.
You know, but the thing about it, we have never, ever
been the evil
you know, been that vindictive or revengeful and don't have that gene to go after people like that. Right. You know, there are others on the planet who will and have and continue to do it to this day.
I think that the Black Panthers are on, some of the Black Panthers are on their way to Carolina anyway, for what happened to the young boy who got shot in the back.
Yeah. And they should be.
They should be.
And it should be more than this, because the protest should be so loud and so powerful that people would not dare to do that again like that. And the person that did it, that shot him in the back, that not Kamala Anthony, but the other guy,
the young man in Carolina,
that
Mr. Chow,
that shot him in the back. Well, he had sold his business, but you know, there are people saying, you know, we still gonna boycott. We want that business out of here.
Because he had 14 to 15 of them in Carolina.
Yeah. So the thing about it, we have to make that move. We have to, because that's what we did in the 60s. We had to shut places down. It you know, and the thing about it, most time these individuals, even though they're in our community, they don't support the community
at all, and they want to, and I see that 100%. But what I want, how do you think that we can convey a message that's so strong that we as a people got to learn to stick together, to do as they did back in the 60s, the 50s, the 60s. I often, when I go home, I go over to Selma. And I sit there and I think about, and I see all of the monuments that's there. Even when you're coming up 80 Highway,
right?
You see all of these things, what was left for us to remind us that we can't go back that way.
Exactly.
Those what those things are for. And when I got there at the bottom of the Edmund Pettus Bridge, I didn't realize all these graves on the side over there that do not have no headstone. They don't know who they are.
Right.
There are babies there. They don't even know who they are. There's a path back there that I didn't even know was there until I traveled over there last year, and I'm going back again this year. Now that's where I go on July.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and the thing about it, I think that should be a pilgrimage for every individual that is black who
should go there.
Yeah, because of the sacrifices that was made on Bloody Sunday and other times. We got the Voting Rights Act.
Sure did.
We got fair housing, even though there was riots and stuff.
Right.
After that, after King was killed, and you know, there were many pieces of legislations that came about. The quota system that when I was a union official in Chicago, I would often talk to the heads of the union. I was saying, that we need to fight the Barkey case.
Exactly.
That took place in 78, I think it was 78 really. And I was telling them then that we should be fighting this because the quota system means that as the company grows, they still have to have X amount of people in there.
Exactly. What are we going to get people here in Pensacola to learn how to stand together?
Well, it's gonna take.
I mean, to really stand together, don't be afraid.
I think that there have been a psychological, fear that has taken place, and has, people think, oh, I got a job now, but little by little, those jobs are being taken. When you take over 500,000 jobs from the most educated people in the country who are black women, when you end...
Wait till you hear my story.
Yeah, when you end contracts for black men and women who were getting government contracts in D.C., that means those individuals who were hiring all these other individuals now, it was a down the line drop off of people. You're talking about an economic disaster in our communities.
So that's the fear that they're going to lose what they have right now.
Yeah.
That we're going to have. But don't we realize that we made it through once, but Lord, how to plant a garden, that we can do it again?
Exactly, and the thing about it, we did it. We made something out of nothing. We did it with
times than it is now.
Yeah, with less protection. We have the ability and the knowledge and wisdom to protect ourselves now.
Exactly, when we didn't have it back then. Think about those dogs.
Yeah.
Think about those, when you stand at the bottom of that Edmund Pettus Bridge, you visualize that, right?
Exactly.
Aren't you ready to get in some good trouble? That's what he said.
That's good trouble.
That's good trouble.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, we're talking with Mr. Jerry McIntosh. The reason why we're talking about this, because of the things, this is why he has done, what year is this, 27th?
Yeah, 29.
I mean, 29th year of movement for change. Freedom is not free. I mean, that says something within itself. We're going to talk more about that and the things that continues his fight right here for justice, right here in Pensacola. We'll be back with more.
For 75 years, we've been caring for families, creating jobs, and working to build a healthier community. This is your home, and ours too. We're honored to be the trusted partner in your care. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
I'm Kathy Holsworth, Artistic Director at Pensacola Little Theater. Join me on the first Monday of every month at 7 p.m. for the Center Stage, where me and my artistic friends talk about all things on the stage and at the Clark Family Cultural Center. Join us, won't you?
Take a breath and step into something green. At Pensacola Seed and Garden, both of our locations are open 7 days a week, ready when you are. We don't just sell plants, we grow many of them right here, with care you can see. And once you take one home, you'll find everything you need to help it thrive. Visiting from out of town? Discover unique exotic plants you can bring home, often for less than ordering online. Pensacola Seed and Garden. Grow something beautiful.
And welcome back to this Monday edition of Sunshine's Corner. Cloudy on the outside, cloudy on the inside. I'm feeling kind of up to date. I tell the people who watch and be a part of with me, I think they can tell when my personality changes. I can't cover it up when I have this heaviness on me, and it's there. Yeah. And like I told you before, I had to get out of town this weekend to try to get my head free. But we're talking about things that just by driving out of town, I'm not going to get it out for you, because these are things that we got to fight for where we are. And with Movement for Change and what you all have done and what you are continuing to do, and I love it, movement for change. Because you cannot sit still and expect something to change.
Exactly.
It's going to stay the same.
Right.
You got to move. Now, this young lady that's speaking, tell us about her.
Oh, she's awesome. Jasmine Burning Clark. She's the founder of Equal Ground and senior advisor. And she worked, as a matter of fact, she was a state person for Kamala Harris' campaign.
Really?
And also, she worked legislation down in Tallahassee a lot. We go and meet them down in there to, either oppose or affirm legislation that we would like to see. And this is where the battleground is now. The battleground is in legislation and getting legislators who will, have some sympathy toward the ideas and interests of people who and that's just about everybody. Because for one thing, we have to make sure that our interests, the things that we do, that we fight for, benefit everybody.
Exactly.
The civil rights movement benefited white women more than did black people through the affirmative action.
Nobody talks about.
Yeah, so everything that we do benefit everybody.
Everybody, we're not selfish that way.
Yeah, and so that's where the fight is at now. Trying to make sure some of these indecent laws that are being passed, draconian laws that are being passed, are not sustained through legislation, and you have to fight for it.
Absolutely.
You have to get up and drive or get a bus down to Tallahassee.
Do what you got to do.
Because it's a lot of things we can do in the streets as far as bringing, what Martin Luther King called dramatizing the issues, and then, but we got to go to the legislators and make sure that legislation is what we want. In the 60s, they were driving legislation.
Sure
Most
did.
people don't realize that, and that's how we got the Civil Rights Bill. That's how we got the Voting Rights Act. That's how we got the Fair Housing Act. This is how we got affirmative action and all those. We dramatized it in the street, but we had lawyers and people
Everybody came together
to work on the legislation.
Exactly. How do you think this is going to end up? I mean, like right now where we are, and we see some of the things already falling apart. Okay, we can see that. Did you see all those things that the White House looked like a circus yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
It looked like a circus.
And then to allow a person to get up and call Michelle Obama.
I think it's something. That's because you so envious of that woman.
It's a beautiful woman.
Beautiful woman. Smart.
Brilliant.
Brilliant lady.
Who was President Obama's boss before he became president.
Exactly. And he'll tell you that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So,
But with those tactics being used those years, what do you think? I mean, I'm talking to you though.
Yeah, it's to further degrade black women.
It is, and they
she's
do that.
She's a symbol of that
of a black
power.
woman, a black powerful woman, and they can't do nothing to her.
Yeah, and there's nothing they can do about it, but except the insult. Insult her, because when you insult her, you're insulting my daughter, my mom, my sisters.
Exactly.
So I take that personally.
So do I.
So that's insulting you.
Exactly.
As a black woman who have fought and got us educated, who went through the struggle, the hard times to get there, and sometimes when you didn't want to.
You had to do it.
But you had to do it. So that's personal to me.
It's very personal, and I mean, and they won't let it go. But I think that's because of the the strength and what she represents as a woman.
Exactly.
When she went to the White House, she made the White House the most reputable place there is. But when I say this, even with things that are happening now right here, what is our next step? And I'll say this as a community, it's going to take us coming together to do this, to make make this change that we see that's being pointed toward us. And we got to let them know. This is how we're not going to stand for this.
Right.
But yet you want to use you.
In their statistical. So, and it's going to take some critical mass movements. The movement has to continue. And people had fallen off, fallen by the wayside when we were telling them, no, you're going to still need Move for Change. You're going to still need the NAACP.
Exactly.
You're going to still need the Southern Leadership program. You're going to still need the Urban League and all of those.
All that.
Because all of these things combined help send knowledge and you know, power through the community. You know, where you feel I might not can work over here, but I can work over here.
Right.
You know, but our goal is the same.
Exactly.
To get to freedom, and this is why we never changed our name of our program as far as Move for Change. When our banquet name, when we say freedom is not free, our 29th annual Freedom is Not Free banquet, and said, where do we go from here?
That's right.
We have to go to the poll now. We got to do it in critical masses.
Exactly.
That means that it's not just us. That means
everybody.
Progressive white people. Our progressive white brothers and sisters got to get up and do their due diligence.
Right.
And make it sure.
You think they are somewhat scared too?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
the one that stands for what's right?
Yeah, the ones that stand for what's right, because they can be attacked as individuals in their communities and stuff like that. So, you know, those things that before that I didn't think about until one guy told me. He said, I want to do stuff. He said, you know, but
they're coming after him too.
They gonna come after me. And he said, you know, I have, you know, I want to do more. And I'm like, okay, well, why aren't you doing more? He said, because they attacked me too. He said,
how are we going to get, that's the point I'm talking about, Jerry. What are we going to get over that fear of what somebody's going to do to me? If we got to do what they did back in the 60s, okay, the 50s and 60s, if we got to stand out there, we got to walk from here to Selma. I mean, I'm just giving you an example. How we're going to do it, because it has to be done. We cannot allow the dictation to continue, because the more we allow it, the stronger the message is going to be. They're going to start dictating more, and more, and more.
Well, you know, been looking at the news a couple of days. They wanted to suspend habeas corpus in the country, the Constitution, because dictatorship, that's what they do. And they wanted to stop protests in the country.
I saw that.
You know, so that these ICE people who should not be on the city streets, period. None. They should not ever be on the streets of any city. They supposed to be at the border. That's what they are supposed to be doing.
Right.
But now they have became a coup-like military force in the country. Just totally disrespecting these communities, totally abusing people, just out and out, vile and vicious, murdering people and getting away with it.
Right.
And somebody got to pull the coattails of the legislators in this country and say, wait a minute, hold up. You study giving money to these people to get bigger and bigger. The police force don't have that kind of money. You know, to do this and to allow this to happen on, you know, and with the possibility they might be standing at polling places.
That's what I'm thinking. I think that's in my head.
Yeah, they're trying to intimidate people. And I tell people all the time, you should never be intimidated by this, because we faced down mad dogs, you know, we faced down water holes. if the violent viciousness of slavery didn't stop us,
this can't.
This definitely won't stop us from moving forward with a progressive agenda that's going to work for everybody.
And I see that happening slowly. But I think that even when I see the use of words, and you know where I'm coming from with that word that they're so freely using now. I think that I believe that there's still a link right there with us. That for those who are fearful, and for those who are even that are lighter than us that are fearful, until we drop down that fear and do what we got to do, they're gonna keep throwing it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I met with one of the city council people here last week. I had a couple of meetings, but what I wish that we could really do is, here's our Black Wall Street right down here on this street. Why not bring it back? I mean, but we as a community got to be able to support each other. Bring our Black Wall Street back. Let's create our own.
And the ownership now is out of our hands.
Tell me about it.
So,
but they got their hands on a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So once the ownership is out of your hand, it would be hard to
start over.
I mean, super hard. You would have to really just go another place and start up, buy land, property. One of the things that Minister Farrakhan was trying to do over 10 years ago, he was telling Black people, let's pool our resources, just send $20. We buy the property, we make sure that the property is secured. Everybody will benefit from it, from farmland, from how, we could build houses and hospitals and schools on that land that we buy, that we would teach our children who we are, so they will become who they need to be.
Absolutely.
So, but most people rejected the idea because they thought everything was going to be hunky-dory.
Exactly.
And we see now that those ideas which should have been implemented are now gone by the wayside.
I'll tell you about when you think about buying property. There are two websites that I visited, because I'm constantly looking at that, because I got this thing in my head that I'm working on. And then I was watching, and then there's a place that was in Alabama that was live on social media at their courthouse selling property. I couldn't get through because the property was so cheap.
Yeah.
It was so cheap, right? Because this is property people have left and paid the taxes on and all this kind of good stuff, right? But I say that to people, buy some of your own, start researching, and buy that property, because the taxes on property is not that high.
Especially in Alabama and places
who
like
you
that.
telling? I mean, but get that, and I'll tell you more about that when we talk about things that we need to do ourselves. Begin to research. Don't just take what somebody say. Look it up for yourself and find out. We'll talk more about movement for change when we return right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Hey folks, Winston Lindsay here with Living Southern Homes in Brewton, Alabama. We just want to remind you our new show will be coming on at 5:30 on Mondays on Blab TV and also Thursday at noon. Don't miss these opportunities. We will see you then.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. but we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town on this rainy Monday. Talk with Mr. Jerry McIntosh, and we're just talking about the things that really happening, the movement we got to do to get some changes. And of course, we can't believe that freedom, it don't cost us nothing, because freedom ain't free yet, is it?
No, freedom
it's
ain't
not free at all. But your event's coming up this weekend.
This weekend, yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah, well, I'm looking
you
forward
call
to
me,
seeing
Linda, you coming to the, yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
but
to
it's
seeing
going
you
to, this Friday night, tell everybody when it starts off, the doors and everything.
Our 29th annual Freedom is Not Free banquet. The theme is where do we go from here? And our keynote speaker is Jasmine Burney Clark, who is the founder and senior advisor to EcoGround. The banquet is this Friday, June 19th.
I can't believe it's here already.
Yeah, the social hour starts from 5 to 6. And the program starts at 6. Tickets are $60. We still have some tickets. It's at 2610 West Advantage Street. It's personal venue. And we're going to have a silent auction also.
Right.
We door prizes. And we are honoring some of the people that's working in our community.
Absolutely.
Like Derek Scott and others who have worked so hard.
God, yes.
You know, and I've been working with Derek since '94 when he was in the International Baccalaureate program.
He told me about that. I said, let me tell you, he holds so much respect for you.
Yeah.
You and Carol, rest her soul. He talks about you guys, how much he loves you so much.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful. Yeah. And I have been working with him lately for the last couple of years. I've gotten to know a lot through him. That he's educated me on things that I thought I knew.
Yeah.
But I'm finding out a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I'll say that to him. But everybody, I want people to come. If you have never been to one of these events, everybody you need to know gonna be there.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
the people in the know gonna be there, because we're fighting for this. I mean, we're fighting for the same thing, and it is a beautiful event. You learn a lot. You get to talk and meet a lot of people.
Right, see people that you haven't seen in a while.
Thank you, in a while. They get you to get things done, what you need to have done.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage everybody to please come out. I know how things are right about now, but things like this are people who work hard for us every day. That we need to pour into them so that they can continue on with the movement. To try and get the change.
Right.
I'm good with those words now.
Okay?
Yeah. But the fact of it is, I want to say to you, and all the way back to the late Mr. Leroy Boyd.
Yeah, he was a
he was a firecracker.
Yeah, he was a hell of a friend.
Man, that was a firecracker. You hear me?
And knew the issues. He just didn't speak loud.
Oh God, no.
But he knew the issues, and he drove the issues.
He had a torch on him, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can remember him. Oh, he was coming by the station. But I say that to say this. If you have not attended one of these events that's been going on for 29
years,
you need not to miss this, because this is where you need to be. It's going to be Friday night, because it's going to be a lot of education. It's going to be a lot of things that you can learn how we can better our community with people that need to be there. And what I love about it when you're there, it's a rainbow of color in there.
Yeah. Our board members, many of them are white individuals, but they are unafraid, you know.
Unafraid. I know a couple you're talking about.
Yeah, they know that we're gonna speak the truth about what's going on, that we're not gonna sugarcoat anything.
That's right.
Because we can't. You know,
time out for that.
Yeah, I mean, it is important that everybody know the history of what happened. It's important that people know what took place across the centuries.
Exactly.
To us, you know.
To understand why the fight is so prevalent now.
Right. You know, other than that, we all, you know, end up with a slave mentality. You know, that means both black and white.
Black and white, exactly.
You know,
because when you think back to the marches back then, you saw a lot of white people marching with Dr. King.
Yeah, yeah. It just wasn't enough at that time. It wasn't enough. You know, it was some, but they broke away when the Black Power movement began to rise, and people were saying, we want power too. And that's what the Black Power movement was all about.
Exactly.
It was about gaining power. It was about gaining access to to legislators and access to banking and
all that.
You know, housing, and you know, to be able to help sit at the table and write legislation.
I love it when you say sit at the table, we're gonna create our own table. We're down to the last minute. Tell everybody how they can get their tickets.
Oh, you can call me at 850-206-3776.
Can they get them at the door?
You can get, I don't think we're gonna sell at the door.
Okay, I got you.
I think we kind of
gonna be packed out.
Yeah, we might have a couple at the door. We might, but again, you can come by Moving for Change. We're at 1603 North Davis Highway. You can come by there and pick up tickets if you want to. Or you can call any of the board members and see if they still have tickets, if you know our board members. But we're there tomorrow. I'm not going to be there today. I might go by there today for a while, but I got some other things I got to do.
I got you.
Definitely
look
tomorrow.
On my page. Now, look, I'm going to tell them like that. Look on my page, you'll see the flyer.
That's right. Exactly.
Exactly. Now you can look on my page for that. But the fact of it is, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming up Friday night. If you have never, ever attended, I want to encourage you to please do. Because when you walk in the building, it's such a feeling of, when you walk in the building, it feels so good.
Yeah.
I thank you so much, Jerry, for taking the time to come by to be with me again. Now, this is not your last time. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get out of here, but I want to leave it with you as I do every day. Never lose your focus. Always remember to keep God first in whatever you do. And believe me, if you keep Him first, I guarantee you, you're going to be a total success. So until tomorrow, Joy Powell with Baptist Healthcare. She's going to be here with us. So until then, know that I love you, my dear friends, with a perfect kind of love. Go out and tell somebody you love them and mean it. Until then, keep shining while I'm gone. And it's like, wow.